Hi family, how are you? How are you? I'm happy to be back with you today to share with you briefly on a different topic. All right, as pastors we get asked a lot of questions a lot, all right, especially in relationship wise, especially our young people, and they like to ask us questions about relationships and all that, and they're not busy, whether we're married or not. They ask us anything they want to ask us. One of the questions some of my young people asked me some time ago was, Pastor, how will you know when you meet the one? All right, and by the one, the individuals meant that person who God has given his stamp of approval on to be your life partner. I shared my experience with the individuals who asked me how when there was a day when I too was asking the Lord, how will I know? So I give you a story. I remember when I was living in Christiana, Manchester, I was preparing to go to work at the Bible College one day, and I was closing the grill to go down to the office. And I said, Lord, how will I know when I meet the one? That person whom you have chosen in before time to be my life partner, to be my husband. Truth be told, I was not speaking to the Lord on that day directly for him to give me an answer. You know that moment when you just pray not loud, because prayer is one of your pet peeves. It's something that you do so often. All right, you're always talking to God. And the Lord answered. I was not praying in that moment to get an answer. I was just kind of doing that thinking out loud kind of prayer kind of thing, if you understand that kind of sort of thing. Hush, oh my pato, I'm Jamaican here, a proud Jamaican at that. So while I was here thinking out loud, as I was closing the grill to go to work, the Lord said to me, there will be a knowing. I said, a knowing? He said, yes, there's going to be a knowing in your spirit. I'm going to put a knowing in your spirit so that when he comes, you're going to know he is the one. Then in that moment, he brought me back to a time when my director, the director of the Bible College was then the dean of the Bible College. We were in Montego Bay, and we were to wait for a meeting to start. When we were in Montego Bay waiting for the then director of the Bible College to meet with us, she said to me, let's go browse in this perfume store. So we went into that store in my Montego Bay. I think it was in Iron Shore, where cologne was from the ceiling to the ground. All right around in the store. She went to one end of the store, I went to another end of the store, and we began to smell colognes. I mean, I filled my left hand with dots of cologne spray fragrance, and I smelled and I kept smelling and I kept smelling to see which one I could purchase, because I was trying to find that right scent that would attract me to buy it. That scent that was lasting, that scent that was very feminine. And of course, if you know me, I like flowery cologne that had that soft, nice flowery scent that is lasting. All right, I smelled, I dabbed colognes on my hand right through until both of my hands began to get filled with different fragrance of different colognes, and I still did not find the one at that point. At a point in smelling so much cologne, it began to affect my sense of smell. It began to affect my nose, where so much scent was going in, it began to burn my nose, and I was becoming uncomfortable at this point, having smelled so much different fragrances of colognes. So I said, okay, I'm going to smell this last one, because my hands are filled with the different sample spray that I sprayed on my hands, and it's getting to me now. All right, I can't smell it anymore. It's making me feel bad inside now. I took up this last cologne and I smell the fragrance. And I was like, whoa, this is it. If I was going to buy this cologne today, this would be the cologne that I would buy. Immediately there was a knowing in my system, in my spirit, that hey, this is the cologne of choice. I went down to my director at the time because she was smelling colognes. She was the dean at the time. She was smelling colognes and she was coming towards me and she was saying, Pastor Sash, whoa, I found the one I would buy if I was buying cologne today too. And she made me smell her cologne and it smelled spicy. I said, nah, I don't really like your cologne, but I'm happy you found a cologne that you would buy. I made her smell mine, which was very flowery. And she said, nah, I don't like your cologne, but that's your choice. And we left with both of us choosing two different cologne, but both of us by ourselves were excited about the colognes that we chose for ourselves because we really love that. But we weren't excited about the colognes that we each other chose because we were of different taste when it comes on to those cologne. Good? It didn't make any of us better than each other. It just made us different, all right? In terms of our taste for cologne. The moment I was there at the grill, closed up the grill, and the Lord said, you will have a knowing. He said to me, do you remember that day? I said, yes, Lord. Friends, family, I didn't even know that God was taking that day into account. And he was jotting down the proceeds of that day when we were there cologne shopping, all right? And he said to me, did you remember how long it took you to get to the one that you really liked? I said, yes. He said to me, the Lord said to me, do you remember that when you found the cologne that you really liked, you said this far and no further. This is the cologne you would buy if you were going to buy a cologne today. I said, yes, Lord. And he went on to say, did you remember that your dean did not like the cologne that you chose and you did not like the cologne that she chose, but it was both of your choices anyway? I said, yes, Lord. And the Lord said, so it is. When I send your husband, you are going to know it is him. You're going to say this far and no further. Others will not like your choice, but remember, it's your choice. I told you my story to let you know that inside all of us, God has placed unique desires, gifts, talents, abilities, and so we are unique in our own special way. And out of the uniqueness that we have within us, out of our own unique person, we have an inbuilt desire of the person that we would like to have when he or she comes. We do know that they may not come with 100% of what we're looking for, but they will have the majority. We will not have 100% of what they are looking for, but we will have the majority. And they will be able to identify us, and we will be able to identify them based on what they are looking for in a particular wife, and we are looking for in a particular husband. So I want to encourage someone today, don't give in and don't give up. Something as important as a life partner to serve God with personally as well as in ministry, God will help you to see that which you should look for and that which you desire in your life to complement. Notice I did not say complete, but to complement each other. So don't be worried, my brothers and sisters. Don't be worried, my friends, about I wonder if I'll miss the person. No. At this point, begin to think of what you would really love and appreciate in an individual that you'd love to be your life partner, and begin to develop those things in you and look out for these things. Another day we'll talk about counterfeits and all that. But you first have to know what you are looking for, why you are looking for it. And remember, God will put that quickening in your spirit to let you know he or she is the one. And so as you continue in your waiting process, or if you want to call it the search, that's up to you. I call it wait. God will either bring you to him or bring him to you. Either way, God is still in control. I hear the Lord saying, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Your future spouse that you'll spend the rest of your life with is in the plans of God. Don't worry about it. Pray and wait, and be joyful while you wait. And remember, there will be a knowing in your spirit, and that knowing simply is just that which you are desiring from your heart to his heart, or from your heart to her heart. And God will stamp his stamp of approval on that day as he brings you two together. Walk good. Remember, Jesus loves you, and I love you too. Have a good one.